We're actually starting on a
Yeah, we're on time for a change.
Oh my gosh. And you don't hear a num 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 for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Turn you down a little bit because of the fan.
Yeah. Which that's a nice change to be like it's, cool circulating air.
That's the main thing. Yeah. I don't want to, it's still too early to run air conditioner, I feel. Especially since the only reason my windows are not open is because of I don't want people walking down the thing, them yelling at each other to come across the microphones.
Right. Fair.
Most of the time, I just go with for about a month or two now.
Right.
From now, that's how I go with. I am showing that we're supposed to be live right now.
Nice.
Twitch says we're live. According to the mobile Twitch dashboard on my phone.
We are live on Facebook.
And we are live on YouTube.
Nice.
So hi guys.
Hello there.
This is Drew.
This is Jacob.
And it's a rewind night.
Mm-hmm.
We're reviewing a film we've already reviewed once before.
Exactly.
So back when our structure for our reviews was entirely different than what it is now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, our current one grew out of the old one, but
it did
because we realized our needs
mm-hmm.
as we were constructing this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because good night. Because like this is all from like the first year, right?
Yeah,
this is all from the first year.
Specifically, it's from January to September because we didn't have Bad Movie Month at that point in time.
No, good night. No,
I'm sorry. It actually goes into October. I think I keep forgetting to put the Halloween month films on here.
Oh, that's right.
Because I think in my mind, it's like, oh, we should be doing Halloween month films in Halloween. And yet the way the timing has worked for the past couple of years, we keep doing plus episodes during Halloween.
We are live on Rumble.
All right. So we're just live all over the place.
We're just live everywhere. Yeah, because it also gives us an opportunity to go back and re-review movies that we really enjoyed, or it's like, let's give that a second chance.
Yeah. We have not discussed once we finish with the year one rewinds if this is a continuance thing. Because literally the entire point of this was to have, when we originally made it, was to have reviews in our original, in our regular format, so that there's not this. So that we get a good product across. I don't know, just to make for consistency. Yeah, consistency is the word I'm looking for. But I don't know. There is something to be said about going back and going through the entire old catalog at some point.
That is true.
Not in a year. We're not doing what Retro was forced to do with the whole time travel debacle, but. There is something to be said for doing
that. Is true. Yeah, probably.
We've got a lot more films to go through before that point.
Good night, yes. Good night. And some of them, it's like, okay, looking forward to it. Others, not so much. No.
Not so much. Not so much.
Yeah, no Leo the Lion. No. That comes up.
In fact, most of those Bad Movie Month movies, even the ones I enjoyed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Strike. Nope. It's like, oh, we want you to re-review, rewind, this horrible, despicable movie you guys did years ago. It's like, no. Did it
want us to look at 100% Wolf again? You want us to watch Ugly Dolls again?
And I saw the other day that obviously this has been out for a couple of years, but 200% Wolf. I think it's on Max. I think I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not on. It is not on my radar.
No, that was one of those films I saw. And it's like, oh, they're showing previews, and it's like, oh, okay, that looks interesting. I put it on the shelf. I put it on the docket, and it was like, what in the world was I thinking? Because I didn't have anything. It's a foreign film, and
which those can work.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, speaking of,
we've got foreign films on our stuff.
Hi, RC. How are you?
Hey, Steph.
I had a coworker earlier this week. He listens to us, so nice. Hi, Dakota.
Always nice to know we've got an audience.
Exactly. So Dakota mentioned, it's like, oh, be like, ever since you do a animation podcast, you need to watch this film. It's oh crap, I can't remember. It's like Roar, not Roar, but it's a modern, it's on Max, and I can't remember the name of it. It's about a cat and a dog and another animal. It's at the end of like the apocalypse and the world has gone to crap, and it's a silent film. Like there's no talking. It's just meows and woofs and water and everything. And it's a full length film, and it's on Max. And I am drawing the most ever living blank of what this thing is called.
Flow. Okay, yeah, I've seen that advertised.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking to see if I could find that myself.
Like, yeah. Oh, Flow. Yes. Flow. Yeah, that was recommended by Dakota.
I know the game Flow, but I have a feeling it's an entirely different thing.
Yes.
For those of you who are waiting on, who think, oh, you released that one episode of Untangled Kingdom Hearts, but you didn't keep going. Those episodes are recorded. I'm editing them tomorrow, so expect at least Wonderland. Not Wonderland. I already did Wonderland. Olympus Coliseum probably to come out tomorrow. The game Flow has nothing to do with the movie Artsy. It was it was from the makers of the what is that game? It was a PlayStation indie title. And by that, I mean, it was released originally exclusively on PlayStation, but it was an indie-made title.
Yeah.
What is the name of that game those people made?
A very, very good question because I'm not
a
gamer.
It was a game I actually suggested to you back when you bought that PS4 off of me.
Oh.
But I don't know if you ever got around to it.
Shovel Knight?
No, not Shovel Knight. This was more of a... I suggested it because I thought it would appeal to your artsy side.
Oh.
That game company is the name of the developer. I'm trying to remember what the game I was actually thinking of. Journey. Why I couldn't remember Journey, I have no idea. It's I don't know about Flow, the game Flow, because I didn't play. Okay, I'm on the Wikipedia page. In Flow, the player navigates a series of two-dimensional planes with an aquatic microorganism that evolves by consuming other microorganisms. Basically, that's it. It was originally released on the PlayStation 3. It is on the PS4 store, so that's that one. It's a very... I hadn't played it, like I said. I've played some of the other games that company has made. But namely Journey, because that was a fun little movement-based title.
Gotcha. So don't stop believing.
Hold on to that feeling, street lights, something go.
It's like people. I'm not a singer, so
I don't know the lyrics because
I hear it all the time.
While I appreciate that song from Journey, I'm not much of a Journey fan.
Fair. Now, speaking of Journey, Separate Ways. That song, classic song from Journey. I recently heard it earlier this year, where the band Daughtry, with Chris Daughtry, he covered it along with Nikki Hale, I think. And I was like, dude, that's awesome, because in the original song, it's one vocalist. But it's a guy and his girlfriend who are, making their separate ways. So it makes sense to make it a duo. And this thing slaps. It's so good. As I enjoyment.
enjoyment.
Yeah, enjoyment. So you'll hear me munching for a moment, not 20 minutes.
Munch your peppermint patty. That didn't work.
No,
not quite.
No. So where we go to church, there's a master class where I want to say professor, but it's not a professor. Our pastor, Dr. Mike, does he does deep dives on like
different theological parts.
Yeah,
of the Bible.
Different theological parts. And so normally be like, I come in, set the camera in the hole in July. And so for some reason, I thought it was the coolest idea to sit in the middle just to throw the pastor off.
So now you can see the back of his head through the entire
thing. And I was so self-conscious of it. It's like, oh crap.
And now you know why I don't do that.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Also why I wear a hat more often than not now.
So it makes you more conscious because there again, be like back of the head and you're just doing this number and this and this and this. But like, can I stop moving? No, I can't.
No, you can't.
No.
You have the ADD.
Exactly.
You're lucky that you're sitting in the pew the entire time.
No, I've learned to calm that beast in certain ways. Now, don't ask my wife. Be like, the other night I got really oh my gosh, so freaking hyper the night before.
Yeah, you were so hyper she nearly kicked you out and you'd have made an appearance on the Kingdom Hearts stream.
Probably. Oh my gosh. Gotcha.
All right. Oh, we have been sitting here for 12 minutes.
Yes.
I think it might be time for us to get going.
Yes.
Let's go and do that.
All right.
The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast.
Rewind.
Joining me today is a man who, well, he just can't find his super suit. Welcome, Jacob.
I don't know why she hid it somewhere. Be like she hid it in the attic for some weird, bizarre reason.
Your apartment has an attic?
Apparently. Like, you didn't know it had an attic?
I knew it had a second floor.
Gotcha.
That was not your apartment.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Why, thank you. Let me use our co-host. A man who is desperately trying to fit into his super suit, and it's not quite fitting. I think he needs to call, what's her face? Edna Mode.
I'll just have to give Retro a call on that one, since that happens all the time on their podcast. So yeah, tonight we are revisiting and rewinding back to The Incredibles, which we reviewed on our very first year. Fairly quick in our first year, if I remember correctly.
We did.
And for those of you who don't know, we are going back and re-reviewing a lot of our first year films because we're re-reviewing them with our current format of reviews, because we have changed and grown and evolved over time, and we do think y'all should have some consistency. And plus, it's kind of fun to look back at these older episodes and see, and movies we've reviewed before, and see how our opinions may or may not have changed.
Exactly.
So, yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump into the spoiler-free section? Hang on. Artsy, are you saying this is the first time you've heard the music? Hang on. Are you saying this is the first time you've paid attention to the intro? Yeah, because the song finished. Oh, you're saying it was very faint. I may have that lower than I realized. I'll keep an eye on that as we're going. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and get into our spoiler-free thoughts?
Yes.
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
I'm not sure how many times I've watched this film. I know I originally saw it in theaters. So literally I saw it with Bounden when all that first aired. I've watched it enough times that I pretty much do know this movie, but it has been, well, I haven't watched it since we reviewed it originally.
Okay.
For one thing. And before that, I probably hadn't seen it in about 10 years, probably. I had it on, I own it on Blu-ray, but you know, sometimes you just don't get around. You don't I don't watch stuff that regularly.
Fair.
But I will say this is definitely one you can definitely watch with the kids.
Oh,
highly suggest. It's some of Pixar's finest films. One of Pixar's finest films. So if you're wondering if you should watch The Incredibles, the answer is yes. Almost goes without saying.
The film came out in 2004, people.
Yes, the year I graduated high school. Put that in perspective.
Yes.
This film is just a little over 20 years old.
I graduated 2 years prior.
But yeah, it's a great film. Yes. Definitely go give it a watch.
It's on Disney Plus.
I will say that on this particular viewing, I may have caught something I didn't catch before. And I will bring that up in our likes section.
Got it.
What are your spoiler-free thoughts, Jacob?
All right. So this, oh my gosh, this was such a good film. Such an incredible film. I also watched it in theaters because I think my brother Jim, who's been on the show, and vice versa. He was like, "Oh my gosh, we gotta see this because it's a cartoon. It's a comic book movie, but done by Pixar." And I was like, oh, "Okay,"
and done at a time when this particular genre of films had not started growing stale yet.
Agreed.
It was not bloated like it has become.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember enjoying the mess out of this movie. I picked it up because you can see in the background. I bought it on DVD at I think Movie Gallery when that was a thing.
Nice.
Yeah, they had it on clearance, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that. Now, granted, I was the guy that would go to Movie Gallery, Blockbuster, Hastings. To go buy movies. Oh, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. That is just a nostalgia that's just a longing nostalgia. But either or. Now, mind you, I wouldn't go and buy all these films because my wife would kill me.
Yeah.
And
we would never find the body.
No. They never would.
And
just saying it right here.
And we do say that with love.
Yes.
You with maternal. That's not the word.
Maternal.
That's still not the word I was trying to come up with. What
Interned?
Whatever the wedding term is. There's a specific one between husband and wife, and I can't think of it.
Not matrimony. No.
I think that's where how I got to maternal because I was thinking matrimony.
You were thinking matrimony.
But mine is just a love between a brother and sister in Christ.
Gotcha.
That's what I was trying to get.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's what I was trying to get at. Anyway.
Yes. Anyways, this movie is incredible. I'm going to try not to use the word incredible.
That's going to be hard.
It is going to be really hard because I use incredible all the time. And it's one of those words you try not to use all the time because it's overused. So this movie is just so spectacularly well done. Brad Bird. Yeah.
Brad Bird.
Yeah. Brad Bird, the director, just kicks it out of the park with this movie. And the sequel is good. It just took how many years? 12 years?
It took it came out in what, 2019 or 2018? 2018.
2018.
It was before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
So that's 15 years.
15 years. Took 15 years for that movie to go.
Yeah.
But oh my god, this is just the amount of depth you can go into this film with all its detail about the world and the lore. It's just I'm not gonna say perfect because there is a lot
there's some things.
There's some crunchiness to this film.
It's still early Pixar and early computer animation.
Agreed.
So yeah, there's going to be some crunchiness.
Oh yeah, but overall, I absolutely love this movie to death. So it is going to be a joy to reminisce and review and rewind this fantastic film.
Agreed.
Yeah, so let's get into that, shall we?
Indeed. The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film The Incredibles. Listener discretion is advised. The Incredibles was written and directed by Brad Bird, who would go on to direct Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Good movie.
Getting into the cast, we got Craig T. Nelson as Bob Parr / Mr. Incredible, and he played Coach Hayden Fox on the television series Coach. We got Holly Hunter playing Helen Parr / Elastigirl, and she would go on to play Senator Finch in Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice.
Oh, okay.
Samuel L. Jackson played Lucius Best / Frozone, and he is Nick Fury in the MCU.
And a bunch of slew of other amazing
and Mace Windu in Star Wars.
Yes.
He's the reason there's a purple lightsaber in Star Wars because he required it.
Yes.
And George Lucas acquiesced.
Yes, because it's freaking
Samuel L. Jackson. Jason Lee played Buddy Pine / Syndrome.
Yes.
And in the Alvin and the Chipmunks live action films, he played Dave.
Oh my gosh. And also he was in Lilo and Stitch.
Yes. Spencer Fox played Dashiell Dash Parr.
Dashiell Dash Parr.
Yes. His first name is apparently Dashiell. Full name. Dashiell. I could be saying
Pars, really?
His name is Dash. You get right down to it, his name's Dash.
Wow.
And he played both Jim and Tim Possible in Kim Possible.
Oh, okay.
Sarah Val played Violet Parr. And The Incredibles is really the only thing she does acting for.
Oh, okay.
But she was in a podcast audio drama.
Really?
Called The Cinnamon Bear: A Holiday Adventure, and she played a character named Judy. Ellie Fuccelli and Maeve Andrews both played Jack Parr.
Jack.
Elizabeth.
Wait. There's two.
They had two different voice actors, probably because it's a baby.
Yeah, it's a baby.
And I did notice because I did look through what else have they been doing, and not a whole lot. Fair. But they have both gone and played Jack in different locations after this, even though they're far older now.
Fair.
So Elizabeth Pena played Mirage, and in the movie Rush Hour, she played Johnson.
Okay.
Wallace Shawn was the voice of Gilbert Huff, his boss at Insuricare.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he played Vicini in The Princess Bride.
Inconceivable.
Bud Lucky was the voice of Rick Dicker, and he went on to play Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh 2011.
Oh, really?
Brad Bird had his cameo in this as Edna Mode. And did you know that he actually was in and acted in a Tim Burton short film?
No.
He played a character named Don Carlo in Doctor of Doom.
I was unaware of that.
I was unaware of it too, but it's one of his first acting gigs. It actually was his first acting credit. So
wow.
Last but most certainly not least, John Ratzenberger played the Underminer, and he was Cliff Clavin on Cheers. And of course, I include him because he is the Lucky Charm of Pixar, and you can tell because when they quit including him, that's when the movies started becoming more meh. I may have opinions. They're not all meh after he quit showing up. There's just a higher likelihood that they're meh. So, Kingdom Hearts connections. How many do you think we got? Bear in mind, The Incredibles is not in any Kingdom Hearts game.
That is sad. Because that'd be a kick butt level.
Well, they didn't start including Pixar movies until Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's right.
And they only had they only had 2 levels
Okay.
that were based on Pixar films, and those were Toy Story and Monsters Incorporated.
Gotcha.
And then, but Remy the rat does show up in Twilight Town as a chef that you do a chef mini game with.
Interesting.
So, with that knowledge, how many Kingdom Hearts connections do you think we have?
I would say 4.
Hang on.
He has to
I have to unhide it.
like,
Try again.
try again.
Lower.
2.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you guess which 2? If you really think about it, you might be able to figure it out.
Let me think.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Toy Story.
Oh, okay. So, oh my gosh, I am terrible with names. Absolutely horrendous.
Okay, one of them is John Ratzenberger.
Okay, that makes sense.
He was Ham in Toy Story and in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
The other one, can you guess?
Does he do additional voices?
No, he's not an additional voice. He plays a named character.
Okay, he plays the main character.
He is reprising his role from Toy Story.
Oh.
And it is neither Buzz Lightyear or Woody.
Obviously. I'm drawing a blank, actually.
Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn.
He plays Rex in Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
And was the Huff in this one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, those were the only 2. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, because Jacob can see my notes, I don't want. He has
right
admitted that he could see what I was doing, so
Yeah,
I started
literally right there.
So I had to start highlighting them in black because I do want him to guess. Honestly, guess, not kind of just look over and see, oh, he's got 4 lines. And literally, I have extra lines here that I've colored black so he can't just go, oh, it's that. Anyway, that's all I got for Kingdom Hearts connections. What do we have in info and stuff?
All right, so info and stuff. We have an IMDb of 8 out of 10, obviously, because it's a solid film, obviously. Now, the Rotten Tomatoes had me stumped. It has a critic score of 97. Its audience score is 75, which threw me for the biggest loop. So it appeared at the time that the audience, the critics enjoyed the movie more than the audience, which is unfathomable
for a superhero movie. That is odd. This movie, though, as we said, came out in 2004. I don't know when Rotten Tomatoes, or you said IMDb, didn't you? IMDb is older. So
no, correction. That is Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm not sure when Rotten Tomatoes was founded. I'm afraid it might have been after this, but even that doesn't explain it, because usually the nostalgia kicks in with some of these, and this is one of those I would assumed it would have.
Yes.
But it could just be that there's just some angry people back there somewhere.
That is true. You never know. All right, so available to watch on Disney Plus if you are subscribed or a subscriber to Disney Plus, or if you have access. All right, production was from Pixar Animated Studios. Distribution was, they label it 2 different ways: Walt Disney Pictures or Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. Runtime was 115 minutes. Date of release was October 15th, 2004, first at the El Capitan Theater in LA. And stateside, all throughout the United States, was on November 5th, 2004. So getting into the box office, it had an estimated budget of $92 million. That's pretty significant for a film, an anime film in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have done an error, I think, but we'll work through it. All right. So opening weekend it had a it came in a little low. On November 7th, 2024,
Mm-hmm.
with 70.4 million dollars on its opening weekend.
Hmm.
That be like back then that was really good. Today they would probably consider it a failure because its opening weekend wasn't be like it didn't meet its budget on its first weekend. Be like it's probably going to be a failure. That's probably what they would say now. Back then, it's like, oh, that's really good. That's really, really good. Because back then, they didn't expect you to make billions of dollars.
Right.
But nowadays, if you don't breach that that I think it was like $100 million
They have a lot higher
expectations
for films, and that's probably
a detriment to the film in some ways.
It's a detriment to the industry if you expect like granted, a lot of these films, if they make a lot of these films, they cost a lot of money to do. Like most of the MCU films now are incredibly expensive because, quite honestly, they waste money. This, well, yeah, it was expensive.
Oh yeah,
but and we have had inflation in there.
Yeah.
If it made like a decent amount of money, I don't think Pixar Disney would have cared, and I think it made enough that.
Oh, it did.
The only reason it didn't immediately get a sequel is because at the time Pixar didn't do sequels.
No, they did.
So,
all right. So it's international or domestic for the United States and Canada, our upper neighbors, was $261.4 million. So yeah, it succeeded. Am I saying that right? Succeeded. It's estimated budget. Like blew it out of the water. So I'm going to find where my error was, and it's the international release. It grossed over $631.6 million. This movie made cheddar, like so much cheddar. They're making cheddar biscuits with it, which is very because in today's economy, or at least the movie economy, they'd be pumping out sequel after sequel after sequel.
Yeah.
But back then, like Drew said, Pixar wasn't known for that.
Pixar intentionally never made the only sequel they made at the time was Toy Story 2, and that's because it was partially in development by Disney when Disney bought Pixar, and they kind of had to finish it.
Yeah. All right, so going back to my notes, because I had to run over to IMDb to complete that, because for some reason it didn't transfer completely over to my notes, but nuance. All right, home release. The film was released on both on VHS and 2-disc collector's edition DVD. Granted, this is the early 2000s, and DVDs or VHSs were still a thing in 2004. Now, I talked with a yard sale dealer one day, or a guy who was a full-time seller, and apparently, if you have, I think it's like if you have VHSs, I think of the early 2004s, 2006, because depending because they're more rare, then they're actually worth a lot of money, like a lot of money.
Right.
I think one was like $10,000 for a sealed copy of so and so movie. I was like, for a VHS, that's nuts. But collecting, you never know.
Yeah.
All right. So, this set was released on March 15th, 2015. The DVD set was in THX certified. Because there again, that was the thing back then. Which is still just like, I miss that. I miss THX. Like going to a big nice theater and your first hit with that THX sound, it's like, oh my gosh, yes, I am home.
It was a nice thing. It's like going to it's still kind of like going to a movie at like a Warner Brothers film, for example, and you hear the doon 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 doon, or even the 20th Century Fox theme, or any of those. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just instantly okay. I'm in a good place. I'm watching a movie now. Granted, if the movie's good, even better. If the movie stinks, and at least you had some good, intro. Either or.
Ignore that. That was me.
I noticed. All right, so let's see. It was a widescreen with a pan scan full screen version, including 2 new commissioned Pixar short films, Jack Jack Attacks and
Jack Jack Attack was released with it. Bounden was actually part of the original.
Bounden. Oh my gosh!
Which, if you want to hear,
yeah,
we did do Bounden during the Heron hiatus. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I haven't seen Bounden in years. But
it's got a jackalope in it.
Okay. Let's see the homework. Oh yeah, it did special release with Bounden, a Pixar short that premiered along
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I am back.
But let's see, I've got internet.
I am back, so I just need to add you back into the thing.
Mhm.
There we go.
Nice.
And back to chat.
Nice.
Okay, that was fun.
So can you hear us now?
Yeah, she says she hears us.
Excellent.
And she sees you, Jacob.
Ah.
All right.
Nice. All right. So
I don't remember what you're in the middle of,
well,
other than info and stuff.
yes, let me get to my notes. All right, so let's just start halfway through.
Hang on just a second. Go ahead.
Included the only included the short Bounded within. It was the highest selling DVD in 2005.